Hey traders, it's Footy Trader here from myfootballtrading.com with another video, and this time it will not be the watch list video. It's not Friday yet. Friday is tomorrow. Today it's Thursday, 15th of February. So tomorrow is Friday. I am planning to record the watch list video tomorrow. Today, however, I would like to point your attention to something slightly different. I had videos in the past where I was presenting some other strategies or some other approaches that other people like and that other people make popular. And this is the reason for this video. And also the reason is to present or to demonstrate that, there is a lot of good information out there available publicly, and with no significant efforts you can have the tools and you can have everything what's needed to hopefully be profitable in football trading. So what I am talking about is, and let me start with a tweet reference. So this is what I'm talking about. This is the HomerHT approach that I want to talk about a little bit more today. And with that, I'm giving a shout out to Handy Andy Homer, a fellow sports trader who, in fact, he has even more followers than I do. So he is trying a number of different strategies. He's also building some automations. But the one I want to talk about is this HomerHT strategy that I've tried a couple of days ago in the Guimarães-Benfica game. It worked pretty well. Handy Andy responded to my tweet. He shared the stats entry criteria. And so this game ended 2-2. It was a very nice profit here. I had 57 minus 10, 69 that I lost on the under 4.5 goals market. Yeah. So this approach is relatively simple to implement, and what I like about it is also the fact that you can manage your position in play. That really is the beauty of it. So if we so what is again Handy Andy Homer telling us about this strategy? You can see here, everything is public. So here is the strategy, right? The home team is the underdog, right? So if you look at the odds, obviously the home team will be the dog. You enter the markets, because there are two markets to enter, at halftime, and the score is either 0-0 or 1-1. And this first market that you enter is the correct score market, and the other one is the goals market, and it depends on whether whether it's 0-0 at halftime or 1-1. If it's 0-0, then you enter the under over 2.5 goals market, and if it's 1-1, you enter the under over 4.5 goals market. And your target is 1.26 odds. Yeah. And he's also saying that he's been using this for 16 years. And the beauty of this strategy is that you just need one home goal in the second half. That's all you need to be profitable, or 3 away goals, or there is something else. which I will talk about in a second. If you scroll down, he is repeating the objectives here. So again, any home goal during the second half, and that's it. 3 away goals during the second half. And also you have a chance to double up if there is a late home goal, and there is a chance to scratch if there is a late away goal. Okay? So very nice. So in order to present it to you, and again, it's not me, it's not my strategy. All the kudos go to Handy Andy Homer. Follow him. I am following him. You can see that I'm following him. He's following me. So it's his approach that I'm presenting here. But I wouldn't be myself, right, if I wouldn't build an Excel spreadsheet to present this strategy. So here is what I have. It's a relatively simple Google spreadsheet. And you can see I've titled it HomerHT calculations. And why? So it will help me manage my position in play quickly, and also to do some calculations between the markets, right? Because depending on what's happening in play, again, you can manage your position, and you can look at the ways to maximize profits. Yeah. So again, what are the entry criteria? So you have the home team as a dog, and the score is either 0-0 or 1-1. And what you do is you back 3 correct scores on the correct score market, and you lay under either 2.5 goals or 4.5 goals, depending on the half-time score. Again, so let's assume for the purpose of this video that it's 0-0 halftime. Yeah. If it's 0-0 halftime, you back 1-0, 1-1, and 2-0. Those 3 target scores. And you lay under 2.5 goals, right? So you are covering your position if there are 3 goals or more. And again, if it's 1-1, then you would back 2-1, 2-2, and 3-1. Yeah? And then you would lay the under 4.5 goals. Would you do the same if the halftime score is 2-2? That I would need to ask Handy Andy Homer about, but if I was to answer this question, I wouldn't do that. I've seen so many games where the halftime score was 2-2 and there were just no goals in the second half. 0-0 is also probably more risky than 1-1 at halftime. 0-0, there are no goals. It's probably 1-1 is, I think, the best score. But in general, both 0-0 and 1-1 qualify. Yeah. So what happens is that the odds that you have to hit for the under 2.5 goals lay are 126. And these odds, in general, I'm saying that, okay, 1-0 is 8, 1-1 is 8. It's probably not that accurate, but more or less it is. 2-0 is 20. I mean, depending on what chances this home team has, they are the underdog. The market is not expecting 2 goals scored by the underdog in the second half and win. So I've used 20. And then there are a couple of options. So in this example, I'm using, okay, so I have the 3% commission on the exchange, and let's say I'm using the total stake of 35. It's split because I have 22 as my stake on the correct score market. So I have 8, 8, and 6. By the way, on Peewee 247, which is the betting exchange that I'm using, the minimum stake is 6, right? So I can't go below that. It creates a huge profit on that selection, but hey, you know, you can use it in play, and I'll tell you how you can at least partially use it. So it's 22 on the correct score market, and then you can go 13 on the lay. So in total it's 35, yeah? And then if you look at the results, again, this is already, the commission is already taken into account. So if 1-0 wins, then it's 27.74 net, right? Why is it? Because it's 40.74 on the correct score market, and then you would lose 13, yeah? So that's 27.74. The same for 1-1. 2-0 is again a massive green. 234.46% of the total stake that you use on both markets. And then if lay under wins, it's 75%. Why is it 26.5? Again, simple, because I've won 48.50 minus 22, which is 26.5. Yeah. There is this late lay here that, you know, you can use if you want. So as far as I understand, Handy Andy Homer, if there is a chance, right, you can go with a late lay at odds of 140, approximately. So let's say it is, the game is approaching the end and it's still 0-0 in second half. You can place this late lay of 0-0 in this case. And here is, you remember he was saying in his tweet that, and I'll show it again, chance to double up if late home goal, chance to scratch if lay away goal. What does that mean? That means that if you go, so it is 36.08 because if you deduct the commission, it will be 35. Yeah, so it will just cover my total stake. So the thing is that if it's 0-1 late, then you have a scratch. Yeah. And if it's 1-0 late, then you have a double win because you not only win on delay, you just basically add this profit of 36, you add it to the 1-0 win where you had 27.74. So it will be even more than a double a profit. But of course, obviously, the downside is that if it stays 0-0, then it's a full loss, right? And you would be looking at a 50 euros loss. Yeah, 35. Okay, 49.43 to be exact. Yeah. Now, what this table really does, in addition, is that I have this column here called in-play changes, right? Because you can do nothing in play and just, okay, let's say it is a second half and the home team scores. So it's 1-0. You can do nothing. Yeah, just, go to the kitchen and grab a cup of tea or cup of coffee, and you will win no matter what will happen later. But you can manage your position in play, you can play around with the green, yeah. And I want this table to calculate that as well. So for example, let's say that, okay, to make calculations easier, let's say it is 1-0 and the odds, so it's pretty late in the game and the 1-0 odds dropped to 2 evens, yeah. What I could do is I could, let's say I want to use half of the green that I have on 1-0 and push it to the other score lines, because I have a really strong feeling and observation that another goal will come in. Yeah, so I can lay 1-0 at 2 for 20. Yeah, if I do that, then I'll have 20.74 here, and I'll have 60.74 here, 115.06 here, and on any other selections I will have, okay, I'll have -2, right? If I do that and I don't change anything on the under-over goals market, I can immediately see how my overall position changed, yeah? So I'm now looking at 22% profit if 0-1 wins. Why is it 774? Because I will win 20, yeah? If it stays 1-1 and I will lose 13, so it's 774. But at the very same time, you can see how the profits increased, yeah? So my 1-1 profit increased, my 2-0 profit increased. And if you are wondering why this profit increased, well, simply because I've reduced the liability in this market to 2, yeah? So if I win 48.50, let's say the goals start flying and it's suddenly 3-0, then I win 48.50 and I will lose 2, yeah? So in total I have 46.50, which will be 132.86. And of course I can do the same here on this market. So let's say I clear the red in play. So let's say I don't have -13 anymore, I have 0. And yeah, if I do that, then this drops to whatever, depending on the odds. But it's no longer 48.50, let it be 30, okay, let it be 30. So again, you can see that this profit dropped to 28. Why is it 28? Again, because it's 30 now and -2 after those things I did in play. But this one is now 59%. Yeah, it's 20. It's because it's 20.74, and obviously it's 0. Yeah, if the game ends 1-0. Yeah. So there are a couple of options, yeah, and this is why this column here is, and I did that. If we look at my tweet once again, where is it? Here you can see that I had -491 only on the correct score market, and I have this profit reduced on 2-1. You can see that I've managed it the way to have a scratch trade if it remains 2-1. Yeah, because here you can see 1069, and on this other market I had 1069 minus. Yeah, so if it stayed 2-1, that would be a scratch trade, but then Benfica scored late and that secured the profit. There was also a red card for Guimarães, by the way, so 2-2 was a likely scoreline there. Okay, one final thing with regards to the entry criteria, just to end on this. So it's not only home team being a dog and 1-1 or 0-0 halftime score. Also, what is important is the in-play stats. So if you look at that, you can see the match odds at kickoff, and at the very moment you can see clearly that the home team is the underdog. But what's important is that, okay, over 2.5 was 122, so even below 126. But the thing is that you also need some shots on target and some shots off target and some corners, right? If it's a dead game and it's a 0-0, then obviously it does not qualify. You need to have an open game. You need to have shots on target, shots off target, corners, etc. Now, how many? That I don't know. I've even said that to Handy Andy Homer. I said that I do not know the exact stats entry criteria, but I had a feeling that this game met them. Yeah, because I saw that it's 1-1 halftime. Both teams had shots on target, shots off target. You can see that each team had 4 corners. So open game. So this is why I've entered it. And Handy Andy also got an alert from his bot, from the IPT bot, that this game qualifies. Yeah. Right. So with that, I hope you like it. Again, really, building something like that for any strategy is not really that complicated. I think I'll be giving it a go from time to time for this strategy and see how it goes. And again, if you have any questions, feel free to hit me up, contact me, and I'll be more than happy to respond. And also stay tuned for tomorrow, because tomorrow we will be looking at the watch list strategy. We will be looking at the leagues, and we will be again looking for some crazy odds that the market is presenting. And for all of you who follow me, you know that I was massacred in the last 2 weekends in terms of the results of the watchlist strategy. But it does, it's... I'll continue it. By the way, can I quickly show it? Do I have it? Yeah, I can quickly show it. So 1 second. It will be... So if you want to see how badly I was massacred by the strategy, so here are the results. You can see this huge... Jesus Christ. It looks terrible. So many reds. Here is the February, minus 114. We just need to improve on that. And yeah, here is the overall performance. We had a drop there. So will be interesting to see on whether we can improve. Yeah, and we can make this one better. Yeah, but for that, yeah, we'll have a video tomorrow, which all of you are invited to. Okay. Thank you very much, Footy Trader. Stay green and bye-bye.